Welcome to 180 U-Turn, the show that features some of the greatest conversion stories of our time. Stories of men and women who are on the highway to hell when they encountered a Damascus Road event that completely turned their lives around. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Savant, and today we're broadcasting live from the Christian Life Ranch in New River, Arizona. One of the most comprehensive Christian faith-based solutions to life-controlling problems, i.e. dope, alcohol, codependent relationships. And for more information on the Christian Life Ranch and their value-based menu of support services, weekly meetings, and all the special events they have, just go out to their website at aztv.org. That's tcaz.org.
There you go.
tcaz.org. Yeah, I'll get it. It's the fifth show. I should have had it by now. And
watch the other phone.
That's right. And remember, if you want to write me on the show, and I love all the email, and especially the support verses that you guys send me that you say, God told me to give you this, sometimes it's really God. So I just want to let you know, you can write me at steve@180uturn.com. It's 180 Steve at 180youturn.com. And again, I appreciate it so much. We're on our fifth and last day with Michael Leeders talking about his story. If you're just coming in our show Friday, you have missed too much to watch this part. You need to back up, watch it in chronology, get it in sequence, go through the episodes. Yeah. I promise you will get benefited from this story. I love this verse in Proverbs. It says, "He who waters will himself be watered." Yeah. When you hear his story and his testimony, it will water you. And some of you will say, that's my story, that's my line, that's the thing I went through, and you'll benefit from it. Now, Michael, we talked about this yesterday, your conversion experience, your all-in feeling for the Lord, coming to understanding, hey, the Bible, prayer time, walking in the Lord. But all of a sudden, I thought you were going to tell me, and I got fixed, and I found a local fellowship, got a great job, left the community. I thought that was it, but that wasn't it. You stayed here, and now you're in a leadership. Tell me about your internship, that part, and tell me about what the job is, what does it entail, and then do you kind of envision anything in the future that you think in ministry? Is that your gig?
Well, starting off, did our internship, and internships are hard, you don't get paid. There's side work to do, but you got bills to pay, child support to pay. But God provided. It was neat. God provided throughout it, and Rick saw something, asked me to stay on, hired me on, started working in the maintenance department. I'm pretty good at fixing a few things. So, I made sure the ranch stayed up and running for about, 5 years. And then just recently, they transferred me over to be the kitchen coordinator, which is neat. It's away from my wheelhouse. I never had a fast food job in my life. Don't know nothing about it. So exciting in that sense. Terrifying also because, you got county inspectors that can come in and look at stuff. You can get grades and they can shut the kitchen down. So it doesn't happen. God looks after this place. It's pretty amazing. God looks after this place. So that's been my trip throughout here. Being involved with the students, though, I think has always been like the number one outlook of things here. Ministry, being vulnerable, sharing your experiences with the guys here. They were so much. They're so much like I was coming through. They're shut off. They're secluded. They don't want to be hurt anymore, so they got all their walls up.
Do you sometimes see guys you go, man, that was me?
I got like 3 of them right now.
But remind you, they're silhouetting your experience.
Same exact stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And all you can do is just sit down and be patient with them, love them where they're at.
But isn't that because somebody was patient with you?
Exactly.
Someone was showing you love when you didn't really deserve it.
When I didn't feel like I ever wanted it.
I'm sorry, but this to me, this is why I keep telling people who don't know the Lord, this is monster mercy on display.
Yes.
How can you not see this? You know, we're just making this up in our head. All the atheists out there, we're just creating this zone of some imagination or vanity of our own imagination.
Right.
I mean, come on. This is why I keep saying this is what we're talking about is reality.
That's right.
All right, now, so now you've been here, you're doing the kitchen, right? And I love it when people say, hey, I'm in the kitchen, I'm ahead of the kitchen, I have 0 culinary experiences.
Exactly.
Because it's a growth area.
You're right. I can cook.
That's a good thing.
Cook.
Wow, that's a good thing.
We love to barbecue here, smoke So we do a lot of fun stuff. And you find talent in the weirdest places, because we have the students actually cook the food, and we work with them on it, and you just find guys who just find their servant's heart in this.
They didn't see it themselves.
No.
So you're seeing it and discovering it, and they're now, and you're in turn telling them, hey, I think you got a little skill set here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You recognize where it's a God thing. It really is.
I'm asking you right now, do you see value in you saying that to somebody else? You're conveying value, maybe value they never had in their life at all.
And what a responsibility God puts on your shoulder. That's a blessing. A blessing of that responsibility to be able to convey that to somebody who maybe never heard that before in their life. Maybe never heard that, hey, you're worth it to come in here and do your best. Hey, you're worth it to come in here and fail. And I don't care.
Well, let's talk about that just for a second, because I think this is not only apropos for people going through a detox rehab and things like that, but this is life, right?
Yes.
The Lord has already, in His economy, in our relationship,
Yes.
He's already incorporated, we're going to make some mistakes and fail.
Yep.
And He's not concerned so much with you falling as He's concerned about you getting up.
Yep.
Now, tell me a little bit about how you see some of these younger guys that are coming through. Everybody thinks, hey, I came to Jesus, and from now on, going forward, life will be perfect. I'm going to be perfect like my Heavenly Father is perfect.
Right.
And we live in this delusion of super spirituality that somehow we're going to pull this off.
Right. And
no, we failed.
No.
No,
it's not real. What is real, though, is the opportunity that God puts in our life to glorify Him in a failure. And that's why I love this place so much, is we encourage it. We would rather, Rick preaches it all the time. I would rather you try and fail 100 times. I'm never going to turn my back on, he says, I'm never going to turn my back on anybody who keeps trying. And I think that's such a statement to people that when you're walking through this, and everything you've done to your life up until this point, it's all muscle memory at this point. You're just reactionary. And now we're trying to get you to a point where it's real. You don't have to act the way you did. It's okay to fail. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay. And it's hard to deal with that. When you're coming, and even in the training phase here, you've had 4 months down, and you've been fed God, and then you're here where we give you some rope. You can go find God, or you can play the game, kind of like I did. I played the game for a little while. But God meets you in those places, and He turns your life around. And thank God we're allowed to fail. It's so cool that, like you were saying, He's incorporated that. And when His finished work on the cross was, you're going to fail, and that's okay, because I still love you.
Yeah, I love the aspect of the Lord saying, I want you to try it. And early on in prison, I'm on a steep learning curve. Okay, just I can't underscore how. And one day, I just told the guys, I took my kids out to a circus, and I saw the high wire act.
Right.
We were way high in the mezzanine, so it didn't look that high. But as I got down to the circus, let the kids pet the zoo. That is really high.
Yeah.
And the Lord says, "You see how narrow that rope is? Yeah, that's the walk."
Yeah.
I could never walk if I didn't have the net below me.
No.
I'd never leave that platform.
No.
I'd be petrified.
Right.
Right? But when the grace is put there, He expects you to walk, and we walk.
Yep.
And I feel the freedom. I'm not walking off the rope just to say, hey, look at grace of God. I'm not a greasy grace guy. But at the same time, I know it's there, my provision. I'm going to try to walk.
Yeah.
Now you got guys, legitimate people here trying to straighten their lives out.
Yes.
Legitimate people making walks and still making mistakes.
Yes. Absolutely.
And now, so tell me, how do you come alongside when the guy is grieving over his first big blow? Because you've seen them. There's some guys that have some big ones.
Yeah.
Not just a little mistake.
Yeah. It's fun to share your experience. Hey, I blew it too. And
did they look shocked when you say that?
Well, as I did when I came through, I expected, my leadership around here to have it together.
Yeah,
hold on, and now this idea of that there's God's grace is sufficient to qualify me enough to fail, to share my failure with you, to bring you along with Christ, to show you that your failure's fine. God doesn't see it as anything. He anointed the time for it so you could turn your life over to him in that moment. So, I mean, you got to really look at those moments when we fail as blessings. That's what I try to tell the guys when, they're going through it, whether it be blow up with their wife, or not talking to their kids, and these are things we go through here. We have real moments where guys are like freaking out. They haven't talked to their kids in forever, and oh my God, I got child support payments. What am I supposed to do? Just trust. And it sounds, I hate using the word hokey. Just trust God. Just trust him in this. I promise it'll be okay. And I don't think I've ever walked away from a situation where I said that to somebody where it wasn't. At the end of the day, when they got through everything, when they graduated Teen Challenge, and their kids were coming to visit them again, and things were working out, and there was restoration in their life in some areas, nobody ever said, when you said trusting God, nobody said that was a bad idea. Nobody ever said, that information sucked.
All right, now, what do you think about your vision for your future? You say, hey, I think I could do ministry. Or is it vocation? What do you think?
I believe God has me in ministry right now. I'm doing ministry right now. I want to keep doing ministry. I believe God has called me to do this for a reason. There's people out there that are going to come through here that were just like me, and I believe God has. And there's such a variety of people here on staff, and I believe God anoints that for a reason, to reach those people. I can't reach everybody out there, but there's somebody else on staff that can.
Okay, so the staff is quite diverse then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Different backgrounds, different ways they came to the Lord, different ways they handle problems.
People, yep.
I always say in prison, I'm not for everybody.
Exactly.
I'm not for everybody. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. I have a certain way. Other guys have other ways. I'm good with your way if that works for you. If it works, that's all I always want to know is does it work. So you have a team of leaders that are walking in. I know you have hierarchies, but you're walking in. When it comes to walking in the Lord, we're walking as brothers.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And we all know our stuff stinks, and if we didn't have the Lord, it would be worse.
Absolutely.
So, in your application of ministry, because you've been around the block now, and you've been here 6 years, I mean, you got some experiences under your belt.
Yes.
Would you say, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but for your future, whatever growth that the Lord wants to bring to you, I mean, this was, when you first come to the Lord and where you're at now, this is kind of exponential growth here. This is kind of sharp growth.
Right.
Now, to go to the next, so we don't plateau out, right? So we don't plateau where we're at, what's the next new event?
You're going to kind of probably think it was this.
Oh, the interview?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I was in a moment of, at a plateau. I was just kind of coasting through, like, I hadn't really, we address, our stuff when we go through our stuff, but I don't know if I was being really transparent with a lot of things. And I thought maybe I had glossed over everything and like, hey, I can come to God and I can work things out as they pop up. But I really think God anointed, when you said, I'm using that word a lot, anointed a lot now, so it's telling me something. When you had me write this stuff out, it really, it provoked a lot in me. I got mad at you. I was mad at you for having me write things out and then sending it to you and then doing a bullet point of it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, now I got to read it all over again and relive these moments in my head and every other. Man, I love that fly. Relive these thoughts and these processes again. But what it did was it exposed them. And so now I get the opportunity to share these things with my leadership around me, with my brothers around me. We have the evaluation process here, and I remember yesterday I got right up there and I did an evaluation on something else where I was letting my daughter's mother control my outlook in life or my feelings or whatever. And all this stuff just kind of snowballed and rolled into this option of, I really saw this as my next way to be completely transparent and vulnerable to the guys here, so they're not. I mean, I guess I'm a big dude. I'm kind of, I'm not the most approachable guy, all the time, but I am. You know, I'm not. I don't want to be. I don't want to be the guy I was in my past. I don't want to be scary. I don't want to be unlovable, because after all of this, after the 6 years of doing this stuff, I learned one thing is the real truth is I desire love. I desire God's love. I desire fellowship with a man. I desire forgiveness, and I desire to forgive.
Well, Michael, I would say that, you know, if this was a bit of a trauma, right? I was just assuming you're saying. I like the idea that so many guys come back to me and say, man, that interview for me, Steve, was therapeutic.
Yeah,
It really
absolutely.
helped me get through. It was kind of vicarious. And,
Yeah.
you know, it had a cathartic moment there. wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, listen, maybe you should have one of these things. You're listening to Michael's story, and this is our last episode. Thank you so much for your story and your vulnerability and your
time.
openness. Oh, my! I'm sure it's going to be helpful for people. And again, if you live in our area and you say, hey, listen, I wish I could talk to that guy, I could set that up for you, and I'd be happy to do it.
Love to hear from you.
And we want to encourage you. Don't walk another day without the Lord. Listen, I know you put him off. Maybe you had bad things in your life. You said, I'm done with God. But we all said that.
We all said it.
And we came back and said, hey, I don't mean to insult you, Lord, but I waited for you to do the thing last. I tried every other avenue except for you. Well, listen, again, if you want more information, we're broadcasting live here up in New River, Arizona at the Christian Life Ranch, and you want to know anything about them, hop out to their website at tcaz.org. That's tcaz.org for all the services that they provide, their weekly meetings, and any special events they have. So until next time, I'm Steve Savant, and remember, no one's outside the reach of God.
Sir.
No, not one.
Thank you.